Time to play some catch up at Rollin with Dice. I mentioned that over the Christmas season I get to watch a lot of movies that I didn't get a chance to catch up on early on DVD, and I've been doing that, so I want to run through 4 of them that I've recently seen, just really briefly, just kind of mention. Again, you know, these are movies that have been out on DVD for a long time. You've probably either seen them or decided you're not going to see them, so the only benefit from this is maybe something that you thought you didn't want to see that you might want to see, or to hear your opinions confirmed or denied from yours truly. So we'll go through these. Let's start with the worst first, The Golden Compass. Got a chance to finally watch that. Now you may think initially the reason I say it's the worst is because of the atheism thing, which I don't know if you followed all of that, but apparently it's a series of books that are written by an atheist and blah 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 blah. Just as a movie. Can we just talk about it as a movie? It's boring. The world is actually pretty interesting, like the idea of how things work in that world, pretty interesting, but the story just, it doesn't go anywhere, and the acting's kind of dull, and I didn't think the girl that was at the center of the story carried it off very well, and that's a big deal. Nicole Kidman just gets more and more boring to me. I don't think I'm a fan of hers anymore. The last thing I really liked her in was Moulin Rouge, and I think that had more to do with the movie than to do with her. So Golden Compass, we're going to go with a C for Golden Compass. Next up the list, We Own the Night. Now this is a rated R cop drama, it'll give your curse-free TV a good workout substituting words. In fact, it'll probably just mute the whole movie and you'll just read the subtitles with substituted words at that point. So yeah, lots of swearing in this movie, and not really worth it. There's some interesting performances. Joaquin Phoenix's performance in this movie is interesting. This is one, again, about brothers who are in the police force, and their dad is also in the police force. Actually, one of the brothers doesn't start in the police force. That's kind of the most interesting thing about the movie to me, is his transformation. That's Joaquin Phoenix's character. His transformation was really interesting, but again, it was just kind of boring. I give it props for not having any plot twists. I'm kind of getting sick of every movie having to have oh no, this character is bad, but we thought he was good, and that kind of thing. It's pretty straight up as far as which characters are supposed to be good and which are supposed to be bad, and I appreciate that. But at the end of the day, the only way you can get away with that is if I really have somebody to root for and somebody to root against, and I don't think this movie provided that. I'm going to go with a C+ for this one. Next up is Bucket List. This was much better than I thought it would be. Both main performances, Jack Nicholson and Morgan Freeman, are really, really good in this. Although Jack Nicholson, he's just an over-the-top character, but it works in this movie very, very well. This movie is much deeper than I thought it would be, much more resonant in the themes and the messages than I thought it would be. Yeah, I knew it was about dying and those kind of issues, but it seemed more like a comedy than it really is in the previews. It's not as much a comedy as it is a drama, and I really, really appreciated the pro-fidelity message in Bucket List. Some really, really cool things, especially dealing with Morgan Freeman's character about staying true, and very, very cool. I give it props for that. Give it a B overall. And the best movie of the 4 that I got a chance to catch up on is a movie called Surf's Up. Computer-generated, animated film, and it's really good. In fact, it's the first non-Pixar computer-generated animated film that I've enjoyed this much. It's not quite Pixar level. It's better than maybe 1 or 2 of the Pixar movies. It is that good, but not better than most of them. But it's good. It's the story of penguins who are surfing, and that sounds really stupid, and you know, you may think it's a movie for kids, but man, the animation is incredible, and the story is really pretty interesting and heartfelt, and the voice performances from like Shia LaBeouf, Jeff Bridges, amongst many others, are stellar, and I'd go so far as to give this an A-. Great, great stuff. If you haven't caught Surf's Up and you have kids, rent it sometime and watch it together, because it is that good. So I think we're all caught up on old movies now, and we can move on maybe to looking at the best movies and TV of 2008. We'll be doing that shortly on Rollin' with Dice.